morning, everybody. Thanks for joining our opening press conference here for the New York Knicks. I'm Patrick Sandusky, and would just like to thank those watching online, our fans online, and on MSG Network. Today is our opening press conference with our New York Knicks leadership. To my left, we have Knicks President Steve Mills, General Manager Scott Perry, and Coach David Fizdale. I'm going to have each of the gentlemen to my left make a brief opening comment, and then we'll take your questions. When we do get to questions, I ask that you wait for the microphone, as this is a televised event, and the event that's online, we want people to be able to hear your questions. So wait, and I will call on you. With that, I'll turn it over to Knicks President Steve Mills. Steve.
Good morning. Thanks for everybody for coming today. We're excited. We're looking forward to finally getting back in the basketball business. Look forward to getting our guys in the gym, starting practice tomorrow, something we're excited about. Obviously, we had a summer that we were really excited about as well. We were able to add 9 quality players to our roster. We added 7 of them via free agency, 2 of them via the draft. And as we all know in this league, free agency is a very, very fluid process in the NBA. And our look at free agency is that one thing we know is that what's important is for you to control the things that you can control. And guys make decisions about where they want to play, and those are decisions that they come to on their own, and what you have to do is be prepared and, like I said, control the things that you can control. And what we were most proud about is we put ourselves in a position and we planned in a way that on the opening day of free agency, we had 6 guys that were important to us that we were lined up to meet with. Those guys all had multiple NBA teams that they had the opportunities to play for, and they chose to come to New York and become part of the Knicks organization. And we also, later on in the process, had the opportunity to add one more free agent, and that's Marcus Morris, who made a decision to come here. So we're excited about the group of guys that we have, obviously based on the timeline and how we signed those guys. It was clear they were on our radar, and they were part of what we thought the future of the Knicks should be and what it should look like. And when we look at our roster, we feel like we have the kind of roster that's balanced in a way that Scott and Fizz and I wanted it to look. We have a team that's has some young players that we think have a lot of upside and talent. We added some young veteran players who are still have youth on their side, but they also have 4 or 5 years of experience in this league. And then we added some veterans that we think are critical to the development of our players. These are guys that know what it takes to win in this league. They're guys that know what it takes to be successful in this league, and they're going to teach and push our young players and make them earn the minutes that they play with the Knicks organization. So all said and done, we're very excited about where we are, and we look forward to getting going tomorrow.
First of all, welcome to everybody. Good morning as well. Very excited about the upcoming year. And I'll just add a little color to what Steve was just talking about. You know, the young men that we brought in to the organization this summer, both through the draft and free agency, really are going to be reflective of how we want to play the game. We think they're very highly competitive guys, have a lot of toughness in their background, and they're going to be guys that want to play the game the right way. We want to share the game. I hope you'll see a team this year that really is about sharing the game, playing together, and that's going to be important for us to have some success this season. But we've also were able, with all these young men, be able to fill some of the voids that we had in our roster in the past. You know, we've added shooting. We've added a lot of versatility to the roster. You know, a lot has been made over the summer that, you signed 4 power forwards. Well, I think if you examine our roster at the end of the year, under contract, we only had 1 player in the front court, and that was Mitchell Robinson, who's a second-year player. So we were going to have to go out and stock our front court, and each and every one of those players play multiple positions. They've all played 4 and 5 in their career. Matter of fact, Bobby Portis, I think, started over half his games with the Wizards last year at the center position. So these guys can move around. We're in the era of positionless basketball. You've heard Coach Fizdale talk a lot about it. So that really fits in to what, how we want to play the game. And also in building this summer, we were able to maintain the type of, financial flexibility that we want to have as you move forward in building a successful team. So we expect to each and every day to go out and compete, give ourselves a chance to win each and every night on how hard we play and how well we play together. And that's how we're going to evaluate our season moving forward.
Good to see you guys. Welcome back to another NBA season. I'm going to be very brief in that I'm just very excited to get going with this group. I love the personality and attitude and character of these guys, and just really looking forward to getting camp started.
All right, with that, we'll start taking questions. Put your hands up and we'll pass the mic. There's a question right here.
Hi, Steve. Guys, Brian Mahoney from Associated Press. When free agency started, you acknowledged some disappointment from fans, maybe with the way it began. As you look back with the way it all went and ended, do you think that feeling is not there anymore, that what you accomplished is not disappointing at all?
Well, like I said, free agency is a process that there's certain parts of it you can't control. And we had a plan in place. We had a roster that we thought we could end up with. And the guys that you're going to meet later on today, those are guys that were part of what we had planned on doing. So it played out in a way that we were prepared for it to go.
Mark Herman, New York Post. Steve and Scott, you sound very, very excited about these free agent signings. What are your expectations for this season in terms of a one-loss record, in terms of being in a playoff race in March? What are you hoping for this season? Obviously, last year it seemed like it was about player development.
Well, look, again, as I mentioned in the opening, we are looking to get better every single day, starting tomorrow. This is how we're going to compete on a daily basis. We expect to be in, every night we go out to play, we're playing to win. We're playing to win. And we're not in the prediction business. I'm not here to predict records, but I expect us to be better, an improved basketball team, and I expect the team to grow and develop and show that and exhibit that throughout the course of the season.
Got a question here, and we'll come back to the back.
Steve Popper from Newsday. I guess for you guys, I think you got 8 out of the 9. 6 of the 7 free agents are one-year guarantees. Are you expecting to be back in this process again next summer, or what does it mean in terms of stability as you're trying to build forward?
No, I mean, I hope. Obviously, I think we upgraded our talent, and I hope that some of these guys will be here longer term. Based on how that plays out. But that's going to play out organically through the season. That's going to play out through the competition that we have every day in practice, and then once we start playing games against competition, who's going to be here? One thing we can tell you that all these guys really want to be here. They want to win. They're focused on the team, and they understand that the best way to either stay here or and make themselves even more valuable around the league is to win, to contribute to winning. So that's what we're excited about.
Stephen Bondy, New York Daily News. Obviously, there were a lot of superstars in that free agent class. This is for Steve and Scott. And you guys had the 2 max slots. Why, ultimately, in your view, were those guys not interested in coming here, not interested in meeting with you guys? I mean, what happened with the superstars?
I mean, you have to talk to those players about why they made the decisions that they made. But there were a lot of max type players that we could have met with that were interested in coming here. We had a certain way we wanted to build this team, and this is how we chose to build it.
And I would just add too that the guys that we did sign, these guys had multiple options as well. So it's not like I don't want to undersell the talent that we got here. These guys are very good basketball players, accomplished basketball players, and they saw this as an opportunity really to grow themselves and contribute to a place that had a chance to win one day.
Mike Gordon off the Athletic. You've got kind of a wonky roster in the sense that it's like supremely young on one end. You have a bunch of vets that you guys signed this summer, obviously. Last year you had a lot of free agents as well, and you managed to balance that. This year, how do you intend to balance developing all the young guys that you have and also trying to win games? And now, as you guys have said, you want to be better this year and finding playing time for the vets without making sure the youth doesn't develop.
Well, I feel like there's more balance to the roster than that. You know, I do feel like we do have a real a crop of really young guys that we want to continue to grow. But I feel like the guys that we added, they kind of go across the spectrum. You know, when you look at guys like Julius Randle and Bobby Portis, those guys have played in this league and contributed to this league. So I don't look at them as ultra young guys. And then you got guys like Marcus Morris and Taj Gibson and Wayne Ellington who have taken a few laps in this league. So with that balance, I just felt like it all serves each other well. The competition is going to play out how it's going to play out on who plays the most minutes and things like that. But I also think we're in that next phase of development where guys have really got to earn it and really have to compete to get the minutes to help us win games.
Mike Coward from the Post. David, just curious, I mean, do you feel this being kind of a different sort of year for you in terms of being a coach? I mean, last year, obviously, there were a lot of different moving parts. A lot of different things, a lot of messages you're trying to serve in the sense of just trying to, you know, get young players' experience and figure out things for the future. There wasn't really, it never seemed like there was that much of an emphasis on winning. I mean, do you think that is kind of started?
Well, I do. I feel like this team is ready to take that next step, and they're going to come out and in every game compete to win. And I feel like we do have a talent upgrade, you know, with the job that these guys did in free agency and. You know, and bringing in these new guys, and at the same time, I don't feel like it's going to get in the way of the young talent that we have here who are also hungry to take their next steps and help us win.
David, Justin Walters, Finals One News. I was wondering what your approach to R.J. Barrett will be this season. Last year, you took a earn to not given approach to Kevin Knox. How will you plan on developing in year one?
It'll be the same, but probably tougher on R.J. Because again, I think this team is more talented. I think we have more guys that he has to fight with to get those minutes. But I think the kid is up for it. I think he's the kind of competitor that embraces that competition and that wants to earn those minutes. But at the same time, all of these guys are looking to win more.
Rich Catino on 98.7 ESPN. Is it fair to say that the guys you brought in, Coach, are going to give you more roster flexibility in game than you had last year? And if so, how will that produce? Will that produce more wins? Will that produce more growth? How will that manifest itself?
Well, hopefully it helps in all of those areas, but I do think that we have great versatility now, and I feel like we are at least 2 to 3 deep at every position, and you know that only helps you when you get into the gym and those guys start to go after each other. They're going to push each other to get better every single day. The fact that none of them has been heralded as superstars, they understand that they're going to need each other to win games. And like Scott said, you know, for guys that's in 1-year deals, they understand that the competing to win and to help the Knicks is going to be the best thing for them moving forward in their careers.
Hello, gentlemen. Tina Cervasio from Fox 5 New York. This is sort of a roster question, future roster questions, but have any of you paid attention, watched, followed what Carmelo Anthony has been doing as far as continuing to work out? I know he worked out here, and what his NBA status is.
Well, yes, we followed what's going on with Carmelo. They called, he and Lance Thomas asked if they could come and work out with our team one day, which we always have our former Knicks come. Amari came last year, so I wish Carmelo the best.
Question over here. David, with Elfrid Payton in the mix now, are you viewing the full competition of point guard, and what do you want to see from Dennis McHugh to kind of know that he's taking more steps in there?
Yeah, I think it's going to be great competition. I think we'll have between he, Dennis, and Frank. Those guys will be fighting each other every single day, you know, for those minutes. Really at that position, I'm looking at, you know, are they defending their position at a high level? You know, are they pushing our pace? Are they organizing us while staying aggressive and really keeping our team, being the floor general for our team?
Al Cochran, White Plains Examiner, question for Coach. How are you, Coach? You brought Mike Miller aboard this year on your coaching staff for the G League Westchester Knicks. What will be his role in this?
Well, you know, one is I think it speaks to the type of culture that we want to build here, where we develop our people from the inside, And Mike had done such a great job with the G League staff in developing those guys and developing system. And he's hit the ground running with us. It has been really fun having the fresh set of eyes with us. He's going to be a guy that really oversees our player development, but at the same time, like I told him, I still want him thinking with the eyes of a head coach and giving me suggestions and ideas that can help me in my seat.
Mark Berman, New York Post, for Stephen Scott. What did you make of Frank out at the World Cup for Team France? What did you think of his performance? And also about RJ and his summer league, what you thought of that, and you know, how has he progressed since the summer league?
Well, first of all, about Frank, very happy to see how he performed over in the World Cup. Watched a number of his games very closely. I think you can see him gaining confidence, which is a very important thing, and you hope that now that carries over in here to start a training camp. And he's gotten a little bigger and stronger. We actually, visited with him when we were out in Las Vegas too, before he went to the World Cup, and see he's starting to fill out again. You all knew how young he was when he came into the league, so he's just hopefully taking that next step just from a maturation standpoint, just physically and mentally. So I think he's in a good place coming into training camp. So we'll see how he performs through camp. In terms of RJ, I think the thing that really struck all of us is that the first couple games he struggled really mainly with his shooting. And what you want to see from a young player is how they respond in adversity. They're all going to do well when things are going well, but when it's adverse times, how do they respond? And that was his first taste of it in a while. And we really were pleased how he really finished those last few games. I think what he showed us, and I think showed the basketball community, he can do more than just score. He rebounded the ball very well. He passed the ball very effectively. And then he came back and he went to work immediately when he came back here in the summertime. Our coaches spent a lot of time with him, whether it was, in New York. I think he was out in Los Angeles working out. And he's improving his work on his shot, and it's just his overall confidence. And then he's coming in terrific condition. So he's tough mentally, and we think he's going to need to rely upon that, because as we all know, when you're a rookie in this league, I don't care how good you may think you are, you're going to be challenged.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that. We were very excited about Frank having a chance to be healthy and what that meant to his ability to perform this summer. And so that was a good sign. And again, we saw what you saw on the court with RJ during the summer league, but we were with him every day off the court. And one thing, his confidence never wavered. And so for him to be able to, hit that wall a little bit and then never lose faith in himself and trying to figure out what he could do to help the team, I thought that was a very good sign for us and him and his development.
For Steve, I know you had mentioned with free agency and the process and fluid. The owner had come out pretty openly on the radio about stars were coming. So did you discuss these different options with him? Was he on board with the way you guys see the process?
Absolutely. Jim knew we were going to have a successful free agency period, and we feel like we did that. He was on board with what we were doing, and one of the rosters that he saw well in advance of free agency was one that looks like the one we're going to put out on the floor this year.
That's for Scott or Steve. Have you guys made a decision yet whether to pick up Frank's fourth-year option?
We have until October 31st to do that, and obviously we won't discuss, any kind of contract things in detail. So that's all I can tell you right now.
Coach, have you thought about or made any decision on whether you would use that extra two-way slot this year?
Well, that's not necessarily for me to decide. We'll survey the land, and these guys obviously I'll lean on them a lot, to figure that out. Right now, I'm more focused on the guys that we have on the roster right now, getting ready for camp.
We're going to just wait and see who becomes available, and we'll move accordingly. But we we got 20 guys that are coming to camp, under contract, so that's the max you can have at camp. And then we'll move forward.
Right here in the back.
Scott, Steve, question for you guys. I understand you don't want to get into wins and losses, et cetera, but as from an analytical point of view, what would do you guys want to see certain things to deem this season a success? You know, last year we were in the middle of pack and pace, near the bottom in offensive and defensive efficiency. Is there something, you know, on basically those basic analytics that you will, at the end of the year, look at those numbers and, okay, this is successful in that respect?
Well, you know, again, I just want to see us get better, really in all areas of the game. To be honest with you, you know, I want to see us, you know, with improving pace, improve our ability to shoot the basketball, improve our ability to defend the basketball. Because I think if we can improve in all those areas and creep up into a top 10 level, then you got to, you know, you enhance your chances of winning games, and that's obviously our goal, is to win as many games as we can.
Yeah, and we're fortunate that Fizz allows the analytics and the analytics guys to help us in terms of how we look at things. We break the season down into 10-game increments. So we look at basketball-related goals, then we look at analytical components to how the team is playing and where we want to go, and we assess those in these 10-game tranches, and we need to make sure we're improving as we go along.
Got time for a couple more questions. One here in the back.
Hi, just Kyle Maggio of the Knicks Small back here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was just curious.
I see you now.
Okay. Thank you. I was just curious your thoughts on the point guard battle heading into training camp, and if Frank Ntilikina now factors back into that after his World Cup play.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a great battle. I think they're all going to push each other. I think they're going to compete their butts off. And Frank definitely is a factor in that. You know, he'll have every opportunity to play those minutes and compete for those minutes like the other two guys.
Over here. I know you guys aren't putting goals in terms of wins and losses. But are you guys going to be uttering the words playoffs here at camp? Is that something that you guys can set the bar at?
Look, I'll just say this. Look, our guys in there are coming in here expecting to win games and trying to win games. And so when the dust settles, of course, that's where we want to be. But at the end of the day, we're not sitting here, you know, just throwing that in our players' face every single day. We're going to work extremely hard every day, and every time we step on that court, we're coming out to win games.
Steve or Scott, I guess Steve, if you were to give like a quick sales pitch to fans of what they can expect from the team this year and why you think it will be exciting team to watch, what would you say?
Oh, this is a team A that's consistent with how we said we were going to build a team, and this is a team that New Yorkers are going to like. This team, the grittiness of these guys, the toughness of these guys, and that it's a group of guys that had places that they could go, but they made a decision to come here to New York and come to New York specifically to play for the Knicks. These are guys that our fans are going to like, the toughness that they bring every day when they come to the court and play for the Knicks.
Hey guys, Sokan Dev with the New York Times. There's a lot made at the recent Board of Governors meeting about tampering and addressing tampering. Did you find, as you were pursuing free agents, that you were encountering this issue quite a bit, and that this hampered your efforts at all?
We're just happy that the league made a decision. We were very supportive when we talked to Jim about how we should vote, as the Knicks should vote on the changes to the tampering rules, and we just think it's a good thing for the league, and we're very supportive of it.
Steve, just going back to your previous question, talking about the grittiness and the toughness that the fans would like. There obviously was a style of play the Knicks had when they were successful that was that kind of thing. When you went out to look at free agency, how much did you talk about maybe not the most talented guys, but they have those characteristics that had been missing for a long time here?
Like I said, this group that we have assembled, we had them on the board as a roster. And we like the way they fit with each other. We think they bring certain elements to us that we think we were missing in terms of pushing our younger players, but also setting a style of what it means, what it's going to feel like when you come to play the Knicks. So we did it. It was by design in terms of how we looked at these guys. We obviously needed to add shooting to our roster, which we did, but we also wanted to add some more toughness and grittiness to it, and we did that as well.
Well, I think that we'll obviously we want to keep up with the Joneses from a pace standpoint. I don't see us being, you know, one of those teams that's just running everybody out of the gym. But at the same time, I would like to see us have a hard-nosed defensive mentality that can get us out into the open court. We signed some guys that can really rebound the basketball, and that's a big part of getting out and playing in the open court. And then we want to also, you know, structure the offense in a way that everybody feels engaged and involved, with the understanding that there is a pecking order from who's going to be who's going to emerge as the top scorer, the second scorer, and all of those things. But you know, obviously, with the young team last year, wasn't always pretty, but we got to look at some things and experiment with some things that we can pull from that and bring into the next year.
Great. With that, Steve has one final announcement.
Well, even though Scott said we do have 20 guys for training camp, we decided to bring one more player into camp, so I'd like Devin Mattis to come up. The Gardner Dreams Foundation. He's our newest Knick.
Many of you know MSG starting to provide resources to ensure that you in the city are able to play the games of city basketball. We're announcing a $1.3 billion grant to Stan Harbor.
Oh, turn your jersey around so we can see your name.
Located
Turn your jersey
in
around.
South Rock.
There you go.
My fourth point guard.
Exactly. We're proud to announce that nearly $40,000 in junior Knicks camp scholarships to under-resourced youth across the tri-state region this summer. That's good. And with that, we'll be having players coming back into this room starting at noon. Thanks, everyone.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Guys, Julius, Randall, raise your hand and I'll point you if you can ask a question. Anyone? Albert?
Julius, you obviously come here and now you've had a chance to play with some of these guys. Just your first impressions of this group that you're joining here?
Yeah, I like our group a lot. It's working or does it? Doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like our group a lot. I think we got a lot of guys with the right mindset that want to do whatever it takes to win and to make our team better. And I think this is a very good group of guys, a deep roster, and I'm excited to get it started.
Daryl?
Darrell Johnson, AM New York. Julius, talk about some of the decision-making process that made you come to the Knicks.
Yeah, for me, it was a pretty easy decision. Once I knew it was an option for me to be able to come here and play for the Knicks, it was a no-brainer for me. I think since like my second year in the league, I think it was my first time playing in MSG, and just that feeling of playing in MSG, the excitement, I had no clue what to expect or really knew what I was walking into, and that feeling has always kind of stuck with me. And I always wanted to, if I ever had a chance to play in New York, I always told my family, I always told my wife, my friends, if I ever had a chance to play for the Knicks, that, this would definitely be a no-brainer for me. So for me, it was an easy decision, quick process. And I got it done as soon as I could.
Henry Avature, obviously injuries are a big part of the game, and preventing them is a big part of the game. There's some really high-tech people doing things with force plates and cameras, and have you indulged in all that? Has it helped you in any way?
Yeah, the game has come so far as injury prevention, making sure guys are staying healthy and managing workload and all that stuff. I know load management is this big deal now, but it's just as far as managing workload, seeing how guys are recovering and responding to practices and games. It's all a part of basketball now, and I think it's a good thing. There's going to be times where you're going to have to push through things. You're going to have to push through, minor nicks and knacks or whatever, or bruises, or, maybe you're not feeling as energized and you got to push through it. But the big thing is minimizing feeling like that, going into games feeling great. And, I think that it's just a testament to, the people who are a part of basketball and their commitment to, the athletes and making sure that we feel, great going in the game. So I'm a fan of it for sure.
Tommy Beer, Forbes. Julius, you averaged a career high in makes and attempts from three-point territory last season. Can you talk with Coach Fizdale about your role in the offense this year, specifically, increasing maybe those three-point attempts? Is that something you think you'll include here in New York?
For sure. That is definitely something that I'll talk to Coach about, something that he wants to be even more of a part of my game. And heading into the summer is something that I worked extremely hard on to keep improving. Throughout the years, I've gotten better as a shooter and continue to get better. And last year was a great opportunity for me to display, my shooting ability. And, along with that came the confidence. And, heading to the summer, like I said, I worked extremely hard. So it's definitely something that'll be a part of my game. Obviously, I know what my bread and butter is and, what makes me who I am as a player. But, going into the summer, you try to continue to get better and add more things to your game, and that's definitely something that I continue to work on.
Back there, Kyle Badger of the Knicks ball. How do you feel about the front court pairing with you and Mitchell Robinson? I know you played a little bit with Anthony Davis last year, but having a legitimate rim protector like that, what does that do for your game?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. That was one of the things I talked to Fizz about. That I was extremely excited about because, Mitch has no clue how talented he is, how good he can be. And, me being a leader of this team, I'm definitely going to push him to try to maximize his potential because, that's a kid that I'm extremely excited to play with day in and day out. So for me, it'll be fun. He's so long, so athletic that you can really get into guys on the defensive end of the floor. And you got that guy behind you. I was telling Coach, for instance, we had played at the Garden, and last season, and we had played Mitch, and he kept coming. Like, I would get to the basket, or I get past the first person, and he kept coming out of nowhere. And I'm like, man, who in the world is this kid? Like get him out of here. Like, I'm trying to get him in foul trouble. I'm trying to, be physical with him and stuff. And, he was just everywhere. So, I can't imagine. I'm glad, I got him on my team. I don't got to deal with it now.
I know you guys, Kentucky guys work out a lot back together. Do you know Kevin at all? I know he's very young player, so
Yeah.
a sense of what you can see in him.
Kevin is extremely talented. That's a person who's going to be a key part of our team, and what we want to do. He's 6'10". He's 6'10". He's long. He's athletic. He can shoot. And like I said, he's extremely talented. So I remember watching him when he was at Kentucky, actually, and how good he was there as well. So that's another person on the team that I'm extremely excited for. And like I said, as a leader, I'm just going to try to push everybody to be better, do what coach is asking of us, buy into what coach wants us to do, and within that, try to help guys get better individually to help us as a team.
This is a huge basketball market, and the world's most famous arena, and you're looked upon now as you just said, leader, immediate impact player, but also a marquee player here. How's that make you feel?
I'm excited. This is, like I said, when I first stepped into Madison Square, I was actually with, it was on Kobe's farewell tour, and just that energy, like I said, in that arena that night was amazing. And now I have the chance to experience that energy every night, and that's definitely an opportunity that I'm not going to take for granted. You hope for things and wish for things, and I always wanted to play here, and now I'm excited that I had the opportunity. So I know with that comes a huge responsibility, and I know the way I work. I know how I prepare for the game. I know how much I love basketball, how serious I am about it, and helping this team and try to win games. So, I don't really look at it as pressure. I just look at it as, a huge opportunity, and, I just go out there and do what I love.
Fabio Malavaz, CFP Sports Brazil. How are you embracing this role as leader of this team? The talent is there. You just played a couple of teams, but it's a new role for you. How are you embracing that?
Exactly like you said, you embrace it. I embrace it through how I work, how I try to carry myself. I embrace it how I try to show compassion for guys and understanding. It's not about being a leader and saying you do this, you do that. It's going out there and guys can look at you and go on the court and say, he's leading by example, he's doing what he's saying or whatever it is. And that's how I embrace it. And I also embrace it just by, like I said, I want to make everybody better. It's not about me. It's not about the next guy or the next guy. It's about us as a team and us getting better. And, one of my biggest goals this year is just to make everybody around me better. Going out and doing scoring 20 points or whatever it is, that's not the hard part for me. So like I said, I want to make everybody better and, kind of be an extension of coach.
Tina, and then we have time for one more.
Do we need to open motion? Hi, Julie. It's Tina from Fox 5 New York. So you mentioned one of your big goals this year is to make everybody better, but, you played with the best, and when you look at this team, what are your realistic goals as a team? What do you guys want to do this season, think you're capable of?
I'm not going to put expectations on anything. Tomorrow's our first day of practice, and we go from there. But a realistic goal, I can say, is, everybody's going to go out. Obviously, this guy right here next to me, we're going to hold everybody accountable, to go out there and play hard, get better every day, practices and all that stuff. We're a deep team, so we're not going to, do ourselves any justice by going out there and, kind of, half going and not playing as hard as we can, because we got guys that can come in and play hard as well. So we're a deep team, and like I said, I'm not gonna put any expectations or goals or whatever it is out there. We're just gonna get better every day.
Last one for Julius, James.
Julius, in the past, you've been on some situations or some teams where you've ended up playing 5. This team, you kind of look at the roster. There might be some guys who normally play 4 that play 3. Like, when you look at just the amount of bigs
that are assembled. How do you think that mix is going to work?
Well, obviously that's something coaches is going to, handle. But I look at our team as a bunch of guys who are positionless, who can play multiple positions, and that's kind of how the game. Everybody says it's just how the game is now. You look at the championship, you look at the finals and playoffs, and you might have 5 guards out there, 5 forwards. It doesn't matter. So whatever lineup is out there to help us get wins is what matters, and we're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna try to get better.
All right, thank you, Joyce. Hold on one second, Marcus. Let's get you out of here. Thank you. All right, questions for Marcus? Steph?
Marcus, can you just talk about the decision to come here and about the situation with the Spurs? And can you just tell us what happened?
At this point, it's really over with. I'm in New York. I'm happy to be here. From Philly, so obviously I'm closer to home, and that meant a lot to me. So, that was one of the major factors in my decision, being closer to home and being able to see my family. And, playing in the Garden. So,
what do you like about this team?
The biggest thing is a lot of dogs on this team. A lot of guys that's going to go out and try to prove themselves. A lot of young guys that's willing to get better. That's willing to listen. The biggest thing is, I think, from last year, the guys that are still here has a chip on their shoulder from, only winning 17 games and, coming to try to get better. And, I think it's going to be a good year.
Aaron, Marcus, ice baths are a big part of NBA culture. Do you believe in them? And can you tell me the story the first time you got on one?
Ice baths?
Yeah.
Cold tub?
Yeah.
When you're 21, probably up to like 26, you probably don't do it. But after that, you use it. Me personally, I use it a lot. I try to recover. It's a big thing in the league, but they're doing the cryo thing now. The normal tech that does the ice and the heat. So it's a lot of new technology shit going on.
Do you remember the feeling someone first time said you hate getting in this freezing cold water? Isn't that kind of crazy thing to do?
I guess. It's crazy to play 82 games if we do it, right? So it's pretty cool.
Brian Owen?
Hey, Mark. Just want to make sure I heard you said there's a lot of dogs on this team. Is that what you said?
Dogs.
What is the definition of a dog? A guy who is that just playing hard?
You haven't seen me play?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's my definition right there. There you go. Guys is not going to back down. Guys is going to go out there and compete every night. And I could tell you this, first and foremost, it's not going to be like last year.
Berman?
Yeah, Marcus, Kevin Knox was the starting small forward last season.
Yeah.
You're here now. How do you see it playing out? And how much would you like to be in that starting lineup, after signing a nice deal like this?
That's what coaches decide. I think, during training camp, it's going to be a very competitive training camp. And, whoever plays better, whoever plays well, they should start. I'm all about competition. I think it's going to be a very competitive training camp. I think it's a lot of guys that's, that want to start. Everybody wants to start, but, whatever best for the team, I'm willing to do. My biggest goal is just to win games.
Danny Small, Lead Sports New York. Obviously with Boston last year, you guys had a little bit of an up and down season in some regards. How do you think you can take the adversity you faced last year with the Celtics and bring that experience to the Knicks to help some of the young guys here?
That's a good question. Last year, with Boston, we went through a lot of ups and downs. I can agree with that, but at the end of the day, our expectations, we didn't withhold those, and just so happened, we lost early. But it's a different team, man. It's a different situation, different guys. Like I said earlier, with this team, there's a lot of guys on there that want to prove something, and we don't have any expectations, and I think that's the best thing, to go out there and play freely, and compete at the highest level and try to win games.
Tommy? Are dogs born, or can they be raised from puppies?
Born a dog. Born.
So even though it...
Got to be in you. Got to be in you.
So would you feel that the guys, even though they won 17 games and have had difficulty, you feel that these guys have that mentality in them?
Definitely, most definitely. I take that back. If you be around a bunch of dogs, it'll rub off on you.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, Rich?
Some of the challenges you guys are going to have is a new cast of characters getting to know each other. Is that one of the real early season training camp, goals to kind of know where each other is on the court and kind of feel it out?
Yeah, that's what every team. I just was with Boston, and we had 7 guys that could put the ball on the floor and make plays. I mean, I think that's what every team. But the thing about this team, we have a good mixture of vets, a good mixture of young guys that's willing to learn, and I think that's the biggest thing because they haven't really succeeded in the past yet. As far as in the NBA. So, they don't really have no expectations, so they don't really know what the NBA is about. And then when you have guys that, been in those positions that are willing to teach them, the biggest thing is, for me is since I've been here, these guys are willing to learn. They're asking questions, they're open. So, I think that's the biggest thing.
Steve?
Last year, people on the outside, predicting Boston to win the championship, and they're not doing that with this team. Do you, in the locker room, listen to any of that, or you treat last year like this year, no matter what team expectations for you?
My biggest thing is I'm not in Boston no more, so I'm not even worried about what happened last year. I'm ready to move forward. Ready to start something great with the Knicks, and I'm ready to get the ball rolling.
Last one, Greg.
Just what was it that prompted you to change course over the summer, and what attracted you to come here as opposed to where you were set to go?
My biggest thing was, as far as my free agency, it didn't go as planned, and a lot of those decisions came off of, a lot of unknown sources, unknown situations. So, I kind of committed very early than what I really wanted to, and New York came about, and I seen the opportunity, East Coast, the Mecca, from Philly, like I said, and the biggest thing is, I think that, not I think, but I know they embrace guys like myself, and that's the biggest thing for someone to be able to accept me for, the type of player I am, the type of heart I have, and, I'm excited to come in. Like I said in the beginning, I think it's going to be a really, really surprising year for us.
All right, thanks, Marcus. Hang tight, we'll bring in more guys. Hang tight.
He's older. I don't know if he'd like that in the season, but.
Yeah, I want to talk to you a little bit more about, okay, all right. I think you're right.
Oh, man. They owe me for next time.
RJ Barrett. Gotcha. Raise your hand for a question. Anyone? Fabio?
Hello.
Go here.
Oh, cool.
No mic for you, right?
No, they need the mic. They need the mic. It doesn't amplify.
It picks.
Take it here.
Okay, whatever.
Hey, you're very enthusiastic of the draft today, and so far, how has been your experience with the Knicks?
It's been great so far. Just really enjoying being around the guys, enjoying just kind of, working out. So, just trying to get to know everybody.
Tina?
RJ, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's another former Duke athlete that's really been in the news the past couple of weeks here with Daniel Jones, and he's had quite a start to his rookie career. A couple questions. How well did you know him through the athletic system? Do you guys talk? And you live up to his first 2 rookie starts?
I've never actually spoken to him because, just the way campus and our schedules were set up, never really spoke to him. But, I'm really happy and really excited to see that he's doing well.
I was wondering if you had a preference for what position you'd like to play. Are you more comfortable with the 2 at this level, you think, or maybe the 3?
I mean, if you watch me at Duke, you know, whatever coach needs, I got you.
Berman?
Yeah, just getting back to Daniel, did you ever go to Duke football games at all during your career there? Or, I mean, was that a big thing for the students? Or?
As a team, we went to a Duke football game. I had a good time. They won, so it was good.
Do you want to go to a Giant game, or, I mean, now that you...
I would love to go to a Giants game.
Adam?
Hey, RJ, how you doing? Coach K said that Coach Fizdale invited him to training camp. Has Coach K mentioned that to you at all? What would it mean to you and the team if Coach K were to come here?
It would be cool, you know, to see Coach. I always enjoy talking to Coach and seeing him around. So, you know, it would be cool if he came.
Tommy?
RJ, you have been playing with guys kind of pick up and whatnot. Is there one player that's kind of stood out to you, who's impressed you?
Everybody. Everybody could play.
Rich?
As you start your first season, what do you think is the biggest challenge that you'll have to face initially in taking the court as an NBA player?
Just getting used to it. You know, you go into a different level as pros, so just getting used to the NBA, really.
Steph?
Hey, RJ, is there one thing in particular you want to accomplish this training camp? Is there one thing that you want to work on the most?
Nah, I just really want to just come in and learn. You know, come in, you know, a young guy, and just, you know, try to compete.
Brian?
Your last preseason game against New Orleans, have you and Zion talked about you're going to see each other again so soon, and I think that'll be a little more fun than your average preseason game?
We actually haven't talked about it. It's weird. We don't really talk about basketball too much like that. But, I mean, it'll be fun to play against.
Steve?
Some of the veteran guys were in already talking about that they want to take a leadership role with the younger guys. Has that started already? Has the pickup stuff you start hearing things you're hearing from these guys?
Definitely got to learn from the older guys. They know what to do. So, you know, we definitely appreciate their leadership, and we need it.
Henry?
RJ, do you take ice baths? And if so, do you remember the first time you did them emotionally? Is it a pain in the butt to get in that cold water?
Definitely take an ice bath every day. You get used to it. You hate it at first, but it makes your body feel better in the long run.
Who started you on it?
I really started to do it consistently at Duke. Yeah.
Mark?
RJ, you said like everyone can play on this team. You're the number 3 pick, and with that comes with a lot of expectations. Do you wish like maybe fans would temper themselves because you're the most famous player on the team really right now? I mean, how do you handle that with there's so much expectation for you even as a rookie?
I don't care. Just gonna go in and play basketball. That's all I can do.
Antoine?
Have you watched Frank play this summer, and do you think you guys can be compatible on the court?
Sorry, say that again.
Did you watch Frank play this summer, and how much compatibility can you guys have, and you can answer in French?
I liked Frank when he played. They played the U.S. right, and he went to work that game. So, you know, he's definitely a great talent, and you know, we should play well together.
RJ, how much have you enjoyed everything that you've done leading up to this? Because last year you embraced the moment, embraced the challenge. Now you're here. The media is going to be like this constantly. Is the challenge the thing that you're most looking forward to? Just everything that comes with basketball, the game, the expectations, the hype.
I'm looking forward to playing basketball. That's it. Like, all the media stuff and everything. It doesn't really happen without playing the game. So I'm just looking forward to just playing the game that I love.
Chris?
Coach Fizdale mentioned that he's going to be tough on you, maybe even tougher than Kevin Knox. Are you ready for that challenge, knowing that he's more taking that everything has to be earned and not given?
I want Coach to be tough on me. That's the only way. I feel like if you're pushed and you have a tough coach that's on you, it's going to make you play better. And I feel like I'll learn faster that way.
That's good. Thank you, RJ.
Guys, tonight I'll prepare it for you.
How y'all doing?
Questions? Steve?
Obviously, you had a relationship with Scott Perry.
Yep.
What was the deciding factor to come here when they have Dennis and I guess they say it's an open competition?
Just wanted to be a part of something, the start of something. Reuniting with Scott Perry, like you said, somebody that I trust, somebody that's always been real with me throughout my career. So just wanted to get back with him.
How do you, is it important for you to start at this point in your career? They got point guards that are already on the squad. What do you think about that competition?
You gotta talk to coach. Only thing I really care about is winning. That's all it's about.
Chris, how much have you gotten to know Dennis so far, and what's that?
Getting to know him a lot. Me and Dennis talk a lot. We worked out a few times together. So just building that relationship, building that chemistry. But we talk a lot.
Scott make a pitch to you personally that the agency to come to New York? So what did you say?
Just talked about trying to change the culture. Talked about other guys that he was trying to bring aboard, or guys that was already coming aboard. And that was the biggest selling piece to me. Like, just the guys that we was bringing in here, the type of guys, was something I wanted to be a part of, like I said.
Mark?
What element do you bring to the position that maybe the other guys on the roster don't bring? Like, what part of your game do you feel you can really add to help this team?
Like a young veteran, I think. Somebody that's kind of still young myself, but also have played 5 years. Been around the league a little bit, seen a lot of things, been through a lot of things. So a little bit of leadership, a little bit of guidance. I think that's something I could help them a lot with.
Tommy?
Had a chance to play with New York at all, or had past experience of playing against them or watching them in FIBA this summer?
Yeah, I caught one of those games that he played in FIBA. I haven't had a chance to work with him. We kept missing each other this past week when he just got back. But eager to learn, wants to get in the gym. So anytime you got somebody like that, they're gonna succeed.
You played with Julius last year in New Orleans. What kind of relationship did you have with him? Were you guys in contact with each other during the agency?
For sure, 100%. He definitely texted me right after he got done. That definitely had a hand in it too, as well, along with the Scott Perry piece. But yeah, we definitely built a good relationship last year. Somebody I learned, I watched him afar, obviously playing against him. The Lakers, we have the same agent, so I knew him, but actually seeing him every day, seeing how he works, his approach to the game, was definitely something I was impressed with.
Sorry, one more. Do you know Mitchell at all? Because I know you're from New Orleans.
Yeah, I actually tried to get Mitchell to play for my AAU team.
Okay.
So I've known him, but this is my first time, like last year, actually seeing him play. I was gone a lot, obviously playing in the season, but I would hear a lot about this guy, Mitchell Robinson, at home that's really good, and somebody could play, and he had a chance to obviously make it to the NBA. But last year was my first time actually like consistently seeing him
What
play.
happened when you tried to get him on the AAU team?
Let's just say it didn't work out.
Can you just tell me, from outside sports teams look crazy to get in 50-degree water with a cold tub, ice bath. Can you talk me through it? Why do athletes do that?
Getting into a cold tub?
Yeah.
From what I was told, it's supposed to help your body, help calm you down.
You do it?
I do it. I do it.
How do you feel?
I feel cold when I get out, but I do also feel refreshed. It just helps me get ready for the next day. It's definitely something that a lot of the vets tell you to do, training staff, and I do feel like it helps. You do feel better. 82 season game, long practices, training camp, stuff like that. It wears on your body. So anything you could do to help recover, things like that, you try to do it.
All right, last one. Rich?
You said you wanted to be part of something special that's beginning here with the Knicks. When you look at your fellow teammates and the roster that's constructed, what do you like about them?
A lot of these guys still have a lot to prove, and if they don't, they still feel like they do, and that's something I think we gonna try and wear on our shoulders, like a chip on our shoulders to a certain extent, and that's something I want to be a part of.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Albert.
Thanks. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Steve?
And I know you only had a little time here last year, but basically almost a whole new roster. Just what are your thoughts on what you see here?
I like the guys that we have. We got a lot of toughness, and we got a lot of skill, and a lot of guys who I feel like are selfless players. So I think we'll be fine.
Chris?
We saw you in Vegas back in July. You said you were working on your shot and felt confident. I mean, I guess how has it continued to progress since then, and then how confident are you now that the game started?
In Vegas, I was super confident in it, and nothing's changed now. I still put a lot of work in, so the confidence is still growing, it's still there, and coaching them, they believe in me to make those shots, so I got to take them with confidence and hope that the work pays off.
How anxious are you to see how it plays out in an actual game today?
I'm super excited. That's all I've been saying all summer. All I've been saying is it's just taking way too long for the season to start. So we're getting closer and closer. Today's media day. We start training camp tomorrow. So, we look forward to bringing that same energy, and we're going to hit the ground running.
Have you kind of set a goal for yourself in terms of what you want to shoot from 3 this year with the jumper? Just trying to see what you
I set a couple of goals, which I'm not going to share before anybody asks, but I set a couple of goals for myself and a couple goals for this team as well.
Kyle?
What would you say the benefits are to having a full summer and off season with the team versus when you came here it was a little bit hectic after the trade?
Say it again? My bad.
I just wanted to ask what the benefits are, do you think, to have a full summer with the team together versus last year was probably a little bit hectic when you came over after the trade?
I think that's crucial in terms of our camaraderie. Whenever you get to work out with guys and you see them grinding, you see the sweat equity they put into things, and you can put it in with them as well. You gain a different level of respect for those people.
Tommy?
Do you feel like you have a lot to prove this year? Coming to the league, there's obviously high expectations.
Right.
You've been traded now. Do you feel like people have maybe forgotten just how high your ceiling can be if you put it all together?
With all that, what other people think, it is what it is. I'm really just focused on winning games. I know I got to be the best version of myself to do that, and that's what I've been working towards this summer.
How important is your success? How important is you playing well to the team's success?
I think it's very important. It's very important. Like I said, I'm the best version of Dennis Smith Jr. you put them out on that Knicks team, it's a pretty good team.
Jerome?
Talk about what Julius brings to the team.
An elite scorer. He's an elite scorer, a big offensive threat, a lot of toughness. You know, he'll be a matchup nightmare. You know what I'm saying? You put him in that pick and roll and he switches, he's gonna punish him. Anybody his size might be too slow to guard him, so he's a matchup nightmare.
Mark?
Hey, Dennis, how did it go with Keith Smart with the three-point shooting and him coming to North Carolina and working with you? How did you enjoy the experience, and what can we see differently maybe?
That's a nice suit. I don't think I ever seen you that fresh. You sharp as a tack right now. But with Coach Smart, man, it's been great. He came down to Fayetteville and we got a lot of work in. You know, I'm talking like 2 days. So I mean, even aside from all of the physical work that we put in, just the way that he sees the game and how great of a person he is. You know, he's a great human being. His spirit is always high. And there's so many things that he was telling me about the game from a mental aspect. He told me during last season that I never even thought about, and it helped me out tremendously. So I'm thankful for everything that he's done for me.
How do you view the point guard competition? How do you think that can make it better?
I like it. You know, we like 2 to 3 deep at every position. So everybody's going to come with their hard hat on, and everybody's going to compete at a high level.
Anything else? Thank you, Dennis.
Yes, sir.
So a couple more guys.
That actually applies too.
Yep, no, I
Seriously,
I was looking at you. That's pretty nice looking. Nice to see you too. Yeah, yeah.
Or you just sort of turn it into
All right, good.
I can say that because of all
It has to be on camera. That's what it's a paid advertisement. It has to be on camera. They wouldn't do those engineers for one about the case for it. That's not true. Everyone's in a while.
Yeah.
This isn't. So that's
I know how it is.
He did not talk about this.
You know what?
Guys, got Bobby Portis for you. Questions? Mark, you right back there?
Yeah, Bobby, just, I mean, your off-season, you had said that you had lost some weight. I mean, where does that stand now? I mean, how great a shape do you feel you're in after your off-season?
I'm in great shape right now. You know, ended the season with the Wizards at about 263 pounds, and I got down to 249 over the summer. When I was on the Wizards, they really wanted me to get down in weight, and I did that, and I feel really, really good about it. Moving better, feel great, and you know, just feel great overall.
Steve?
I think I read somewhere that you were part of that invitational thing with Kobe and stuff. Just kind of what was that like? And feel you took out of that?
It was great. You know, got the invitation from him to, you know, come train and learn some things from him. You know, more mental than physical. He tested all our minds. It was really, really fun to go out there and just compete with, you know, some of the other guys in the league, and I had a great time there. I learned a lot, and you know, I learned a lot by myself, and it was really, really fun to be in there, like I said. And you know, I didn't go to day two. You know, I had to go somewhere. I forgot where I had to go, but I did one day of it. It was a 2-day event, and it was really fun while I was there.
Steph?
What position do you feel most comfortable at?
It doesn't matter to me. I can play power forward. I can play center. I love to stretch the floor. I can shoot the ball really, really well, and you know, that's what I do now.
Tommy?
Bobby averaged a career high in attempts for three-point territory last season, especially with the Wizards. Is that, and the Knicks desperately needs three-point shooting. Is that something Coach Fizdale and Mills and those guys talked with you about when they were signing you, that they want you to stretch the floor?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I've developed my three-point ball each and every year I've been in the league. I think my percentages have increased every year, and I've been getting better at it each year. I, you know, put the work in the summertime to prepare myself for that, and it's been really fun just to see my progress. You know, I love to pick and pop, especially you know, when there's a slower big on me that I can, you know, really take advantage of it. And it's been fun just to see the progress, like I've said, and you know, they have talked to me about, you know, stretching the floor a lot. So you know, I think that's something I can really do to help the team.
Hold on one second, guys. Taj is coming in also. Taj, you with us? With the next question. Henry.
How you doing? Henry Aperture. This is a question for either or both of you. Ice bath seems to be crazy from outside of the sport. How'd you get into it? Do you believe in it? What does it feel like?
Ice bath.
Like a cold tub?
You know, I take ice baths, you know, before the game and after the game. I think that's really helps you, you know, helps you recover really well, and, you know, it keeps you up for the season. I think that's, you know, it helps you, you know, throughout the entire long season that we have, 82 games. And, you know, I know most people love to go in the cryo machine now, but I think there's nothing like, you know, touching the ice water.
For me, I just been using it over the years. I used to hate it. The older I get, the more I started loving it. It helps recovery. But you can tell the longer I've been in the NBA, I started with first my ankles, then I got lower into the tub with my legs. Now I'm going full body. So it was a process, but it's good for you.
Chris?
This is how you envision both of your free agency periods playing out. Why did you end up choosing New York?
I didn't know what to expect. I had a lot of good offers, but New York was one of those teams that always was on my mind for a long time, and I feel like it was an opportunity for me to just go there, play home, enjoy it, and play with a good group of young guys.
For me, I didn't know how mine was going to play out. I had a few offers as well, like as Todd said. I thought I was going to resign with the Wizards. Things didn't work out that way. You know, came to New York because they really, really wanted me, and you know, they had that desire to, you know, reach out to me and, you know, talk to me on a daily basis, and my agent as well.
Both of you, talk about what Julius Randle brings to the front court.
I think he's a talent in itself. Just playing against him for a while now. Yeah, he's a strong guy. Just playing against him the last month or so in pickups, he's a really strong guy. He's really high IQ'd. He can shoot the ball. He's really unselfish, and he's one heck of a rebounder. You got a complete triple threat, and I think he's been a sleeper, and he's a talented player.
For me, I've been knowing Julian since I was about 9 years old. We were in the same high school class, been playing against him forever in AAU, and you know, one thing about him, he just keeps getting better. You know, each and every year he adds something to his game, and you know, I think that as a basketball player, you know, that's what you want. You know, to keep getting better. You know, keep rising your game, and you know, for him, you know, it's just been a joy to see. You know.
Danny Smalley, Sports New York. This one's for you, Bobby. You talked about Sixth Man of the Year in the past. Can you just say what, you know, winning that award might mean to you, and something you think you might have to, you know, add to your game or change, or what you have to do to make sure that you can make a run at that award?
You know, to answer that question, it's more a team thing right now with me. You know, not focused on myself, more focused on the team, and, you know, trying to be the best, you know, best player I can for the basketball team. You know, obviously, you know, accolades and things come, you know, with team success, and I'm just worried about, you know, us, you know, just trying to take it day by day, trying to win as many games as possible, you know, to try to, you know, build our camaraderie.
Brian? As you guys have been known for your toughness in your career, you played on some tough teams. Have you noticed it being sort of absent here? They talked about before, Marcus was saying that you've got some dogs on this team now that maybe weren't here before. Do you sense that in the players that were brought in here?
Yeah, I felt just being around the guys the last month or so, you just see the sense of urgency. Every time we're always texting in the group text. Guys are really into playing with each other. Guys are really into competing every day after the day is almost over, and I'm checking the messages. You always see guys say, "Good job today. We really competed." Guys are just hungry, just going out there. You look at the makeup of a team, a bunch of guys who are underdogs, highly skilled, highly talented guys, but they bring a mentality that just wants to win and wants to prove people wrong.
Any last one, Bobby?
You guys are joining a team with a lot of new players on a lot of new components. When you look at the roster and look at your teammates, what impresses you the most about the flexibility that all these players are going to give you as a team?
I think the best thing about our team is that, you know, we have a lot of guys that's always picked second. We have a lot of guys that's our underdogs in the sense that, you know, nobody really believes in, nobody really is talking about. And I think when you put a full roster of guys like that on the same team, you know, you build a great basketball team. And we're going to be hungry from day one. We're going to take it day by day. But I think that we have a lot of guys on this team that's been picked second. It's always picked, second, like I said. So I think it's going to be a joy to watch this season, and I can't wait to get started.
I'm going to walk Bobby out and let Taj answer that question.
Appreciate y'all.
Like, you can hit it on the head like what Bobby said, but just the makeup of guys who really want to put basketball first. You look at the market of New York and all the stuff that's going on. Guys just really focus on just trying to be better and learn as things go. You got guys in here. We've been working on once free agency was over, guys have been mostly getting with each other and being around each other for almost 2 months. Guys would have separate workouts. Guys would fly, take off their time and fly and get with each other within the week. So I just showed you right then and there, guys are willing to improve, but the respect level is there when you talk to Fizz and the rest of the coaching staff. Is just guys really want to just do something special.
Taj, one positive about having all these guys that can compete is added depth, but you've been around the league a lot. Once the games start, rotation gets cut down to 8, 9, 10 players. There's going to be guys on the outside of that rotation looking in. How do you think guys will handle that, and do you feel a responsibility as a veteran leader to kind of walk guys through that process?
Well, it's like you said, it's the NBA, but at the same time, as a veteran leader, as a guy that's been around a while, that's where I've come in and try to be there and help the coaching staff out, because things like that do happen. You have to stay ready. The NBA is about staying ready and taking advantage of your time, whatever minutes you get. That's one thing about this team. Guys are just really ready to go in and do whatever it takes to whatever amount of time you get. The first thing that most guys talk about in the off season before I came here was that this city will love you if you go out and just play hard and do whatever you can do for just 5 minutes. You can just become a special person in this city, and that's kind of things that can translate in a positive aspect for the kids and for the guys, younger guys on the team.
Stephen, last one.
Hey, Taj, you got a bunch of guys here a lot of guys who never even played in the playoffs, and a lot of guys who can be free agents after the season. How, as a veteran who's been through the playoffs and knows about winning, how do you kind of tell these players, how do you keep them focused on winning and show them that that's what's important?
Basically just being in there, challenging them every day. But at the same time, having guys like Marcus, Bobby, and certain guys who compete at a high level and who's played in the playoffs and understand just a winning atmosphere at parts in their career. It helps me a lot, because it's easy for me to go out and say, we got to do this, we got to do that. But when you got multiple veterans there and constantly pushing the issue and pushing that's not what we're going to do today, and we got to do better than that, it speaks volumes. But one of the guys who's been already been really focused on doing that is Julius. He's been great this last couple of weeks. He's been really vocal, and so far it's been good. But like you said, in the NBA, things do change.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, Taj.
It's a waste. It's a waste of effort. We had that thing like, we did like, you knew who it was, right? Not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Kevin Knox. I'll give Mark Berman this much.
Hey, Kev. I mean, just, you were here last year for the 17 wins. I mean, what are expectations for you going into this season with this whole new group of players? I mean, how much better do you think this team can be?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna have a lot better season this year. I mean, last year was a rough season, but I think us young players, as the season went on, we grew a lot, got more confident, more comfortable on the court, and I think that we can carry that on over to this season. I think all the guys had a great summer this past summer, so I mean, we're looking forward to getting training camp started, just to get out there on the court, get gelled together, and have some fun.
Rich?
Kevin, what did you learn from your first season that you can take into starting training camp now in your second year? Obviously, a lot to learn in this game, but what are the specific things that you think you picked up on the best, and what are the specific things you want to work on the most?
Yeah, I mean, I think with this first season going by, I mean, I think this summer I had some film that I could really watch. I mean, going into last year, I had no film really on myself, but this year I got film that I could really watch and see where I can grow at and get better at. Obviously, I got to get better at the defensive end, and that's something that me, Fizz, and a lot of coaches have been working on this summer. And my trainers, back home, have been working on my defense, being more consistent, more efficient on the floor, knocking down open shots. I mean, this team has a lot of great scores on the court, so I mean, we're gonna have to knock down shots in order to win a lot of games.
James?
With all the veterans that are now on this team that weren't here last year, is it a different feel just because you have guys with more experience, right?
Oh man, it's a totally different feel. I mean, it's just more electric this year. I mean, we just got more spirit in the locker room, on the court. I mean, our veterans this year are very more talkative, very more supportive of us. I mean, last year we had some great vets on our team, but I think this year we have a lot more and guys that have been playing in the league a little bit more. So, I mean, it's definitely different atmosphere, different energy on the court and in the locker room. I think the guys are getting along as well. So, I mean, once we start playing and start to get the games going, I think our chemistry is going to get better and better.
Tom? Shooting 37% from the floor last year is obviously not the number that you wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back on tape, was there one, second, was it mid-range? Was there something that you saw that you can improve upon going to next year to get that field goal percentage up?
Yeah, that's a great question. I just took a lot of tough twos, a lot of contested, some bad shots that I took last year. That I'm going to try and eliminate out of my game this year. I mean, I think I was forced to take a lot of bad shots late in the shot clock, bad shot selection. But I think this year we got some great point guards that's going to get us the ball where we want to. We got some veterans that's going to teach us where to get to our spots, when to take shots, what are bad shots. And like I said, last year was just basically a year to see what we need to work on. And I think I grew a lot this summer with my shot selection and stuff like that. So, I mean, this year I'm just going to try and eliminate a lot of bad shots and just knock down some more open shots.
Hey, Kevin, you look physically stronger too.
Mhm.
What have you done with regards to this thing? Has it been a lot of weight room, or has it been other stuff?
A lot of weight room. So, I mean, I think that's just something, another takeaway I took from last year. I mean, just the physicality of the game, taking those bumps, going to the basket. I mean, a lot of and ones that I missed, a lot of times where I got bumped and was fading away from the basket. So, I mean, I think that was really another focus of mine this summer, just getting a lot stronger, upper and lower body. So, I mean, I think that was another takeaway that I took. So, I mean, this summer I really hit the weight room really hard. Got a lot of shots up, but I mean, the training staff, I mean, they definitely saw growth in my body, and I got a lot bigger. A lot of people said that as soon as I saw them. So, I mean, that was the goal, just to get bigger and get stronger.
Hi, Kevin. Justin, Files One News. I was wondering if you were going to have a special relationship with RJ, just trying to help him with the growing pains that comes with being a rookie and playing in New York, and understanding that there is an immediate pressure of winning now, and just relaying some advice to help him have a better transition to the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of you guys have talked to RJ before. I mean, he's a very calm, cool, collected person. I mean, he doesn't really get fazed by much. So that's a good thing to have, especially here in New York. I mean, it's a rough place to play, but I mean, I think that he's going to adjust really well. I mean, I think he's a very competitive player. He's going to play hard, play with energy. He's going to bring a lot of spirit to the team. So, I mean, I think I'm really looking forward to him playing in the Garden. I think he's going to adapt really well. I mean, everyone's going to struggle throughout the season. I mean, even the best players in the NBA struggle, don't have the greatest games. But, I mean, coming in as a rookie, I mean, you got to have a lot of confidence in yourself to bounce back from bad games. And I think RJ has a lot of confidence in himself to bounce back, have a good game the next game, and put the bad ones away.
Kevin, Todd mentioned there's a group text among the players. Who started it, and what happened on that
I mean, I think one of our social media people probably started it. Just put the group team together, introduce each other, say the names, get the numbers and stuff. But I mean, there's a lot of laughs and fun. It's a lot of Sunday night football. You got teams that love NFL and stuff like that. People rep their cities and stuff. So I know Elfer's a big New Orleans fan. You got Julius and Bobby are big Dallas fans, and they played last night. So last night had some trash talk and some videos and stuff in there. So I mean, it's a fun group chat. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go throughout the season. It's going to important stuff, funny stuff. I mean, there's a lot going on in the group chat, especially as a team.
Anything else?
Kevin, with all the proven veteran forwards coming in, obviously there's going to be deep position with a lot of competition. How do you think that's going to help you going into year 2?
Yeah, it's going to help me out a lot. I mean, whoever's compete with me is really going to push me and make me compete on and off the court. I mean, defensively, that's something like I said, I want to get better at. So somebody that's going to go at me in practice so I can get better defensively. But, I mean, there's a lot of guys on this team that's really going to have a great opportunity at starting this year. So I'll let the coach figure that out. But I think each and every single one of us obviously want to start, and we're all going to compete for that job. So that's what's going to make practice and make training camp really fun, because I have a lot of dudes out there that's going to be fighting, competing to get that starting spot.
Because he was doing a lot of spots last year.
Yeah.
Come out of that feeling like one position you feel is you're most comfortable at, but would like to play more this year?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, a lot of the best players in the league play multiple positions, and that's something I want to be able to have my coach have confidence in me and put me at any position on the floor, and for myself to be able to produce. So, I mean, last year we didn't really have that many players that played, so I mean, I had to play bounce back from position to position. So, I mean, if Fizz wants to do that this year, I'll likely happily do it again. I'll put on some weight, put on some muscle. So, I mean, I think I should be pretty well, do better than I did last year.
Steph, can you share how much weight you gained?
To be honest, I mean, it looks like I gained a lot of weight, but I really didn't. I just gained some muscle, just get a little more defined a little bit. Last year I was a little bit skinny, put a little bit of muscle on. But, I mean, right now, I mean, I think last year my level playing weight was like 215. I'm about 218, 219 right now. So, put on a little weight, but once you start playing, I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll go down a little bit. So, hopefully I can keep it up.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everyone. This concludes Media Day coverage for today. Send out practice information later. Hold on.